Batgirl and Batgirl. It's Batgirl versus Batgirl. Hey everyone, Eric here, and in today's video we're going to be checking out Sideshow's latest premium format versus their newest premium format, Batgirl. It's a variant edition. It came at a huge surprise. It caught everybody off guard. Everybody was shocked because normally Sideshow does not show off variant editions until Spooktacular, which is in October. We're now in early August. It was just shown off last week at Sideshow Con. Like I said, it caught everybody off guard. It instantly sold out with an edition size of only 150. Unfortunately, you can't really find both of these because both of them are sold out. I know a lot of collectors passed up on the original version because they weren't too happy with the colors. They actually wished the colors were more like the newer one. So now I already did a detailed review on the older premium format. If you haven't watched that, definitely go check it out. It's on this channel. So being I have both of these now in hand, I want to do something a little bit different today, and we're going to do a comparison between the two of them, see what differences there are, see which one you guys like better. So with that said, let's check them out. All right, guys, as mentioned in the intro, this isn't going to be a detailed review. It's going to be more of a comparison to better help you guys decide which one you like better. I'll also give my opinion on what I like and dislike. Right off the bat, starting off with the base. The first noticeable difference that I see is you can see on the original premium format compared to the new variant premium format, the rust effect on the windows is way better done on the older version. There's just a lot more going on with it actually looking like rust. There's a lot more orange and different tones of brown, and I just think it looks better overall. If you look at the variant, it's not that it's bad, but you're just not getting that full rust effect that you're getting compared to the original one. So that's the first noticeable difference. Looking at the smoke explosion, I would say they're dead on perfect. They look exactly like the same paint color, exactly like the same paint style. Moving up towards the wood. On both pieces, the wood, again, it looks the same. It looks like they use the same colors, the same shading. I don't see any noticeable differences on the wood itself. Moving up to the boots. So now on the gold, obviously you're going to see the details a lot better because it's a brighter color. You can really get in there and see all the stitching and different creases and folds compared to the original premium format to where it's black. So it's just a little bit more harder to see, especially when you have this displayed from further back. Right now we're like zoomed in up close. But from a reality standpoint, I think the black makes more sense. If you're going to wear tactical boots, obviously they're going to be black and not bright, shiny gold. But this is comic book, so there really is no reality. So it is what it is. So it really comes down to which one you like better. So for that reason, I think the gold does look a little better, only because you can see the details better with the gold. Same thing with her gloves. You're going to capture the details a little bit better on the gloves because it's a brighter color compared to the black. Another difference I noticed right off the bat is the strap around her leg that holds her grappling hook. So now on the original version, it's a lot more pronounced because you have black on gray and you really get to see that strap detail. On the modern version, it is black, but her costume is also like a purplish black. So that kind of gets lost on there, especially from far away. You don't really see that strap. Moving in on the utility belt. Again, I think the paint job is exactly spot on to the original. They both look like the same color and the both styles of shading. There's no noticeable difference on the belts. Then obviously you have the gold bat emblem. Again, I think that, it pops and it stands out better, especially from far away. The gold in general just really pops on that statue from far away. To where on the older version, what really makes the statue pop is the yellow cape. So now a lot of people wanted to see that yellow cape on the new variant edition. I wish Sideshow would have maybe included a second cape, or I think in general the gold does work better on the variant edition, but it's not that the variant edition is wrong. In the comics, she does look like that. Her style changes a lot, so it's not that it's wrong. It's just what you prefer. But I do agree that the color of her suit does get a little bit lost because it is the same color as the inside of the cape. To where on the original premium format, the body really pops against that yellow cape. Moving in on the portraits. Again, I think they nailed the portraits perfectly. They look exactly like the same paint job. They are both very beautiful. The colors are exactly the same. The hair colors, everything looks exactly the same to me. On the older version, but she does have a black cowl, to where on the newer version, the cowl is more of a bluish color. So slight difference, but going just by the face and the eyes, they are exactly the same. Great job on the portraits, great job on the paint job by Sideshow. Another noticeable difference on the body is the striping that goes on with the grayer, the light gray version. You can really pick up on all those inner black panels under her arms and going around her biceps into her forearms. You can see the difference in colors there. Also on her leg, there is a slight noticeable difference in color on the inner thighs compared to the outer thighs. To where on the newer variant, it is black, but again, it gets blended in with the colors of the suit. You really don't see it as much. So again, it comes down to, what do you like better? Do you like that you can see the details better on the older, lighter grayer suit compared to the newer variant, to where you lose all those details? But on the newer variant, you get to see the details better on the gloves and the boots. So you lose points on each one. It comes down to which one you prefer. And then finally, looking at the capes, again, like I mentioned, on the original, the cape pops more. You really have that bright yellow against the gray, to where on the new modern, it kind of all blends in. Also on the older premium format, you have that two-tone color with the yellow on the inside and the black on the back. And then you also have all of that yellow stitching going on across the back. So a little bit more detail that you lose compared to the modern version, to where you don't get that two-tone effect on the stitching. It's just all one solid blue color. So here's a better look at the capes from behind. So as you can see, like I mentioned, you have that two-tone stitch, that yellow stitching running throughout the cape, which gives it, a really cool effect. You also have this mud effect on the bottoms that really stands out compared to the newer variant edition. It's just one solid bluish color. You can see a little bit of a mud effect, but not as much compared to the darker black cape. It really stands out more on that one. In terms of quality, they both feel like they're made out of the same material. While we're in the back, I'll give you a quick view of the bases again. So here's that wood tone on the variant. And there's the wood tone on the original premium format. So the original might have a little bit more brown going on in it just because of that rust effect from the window. But it's not much of a difference in terms of the wood colors. It's very close and similar. But yeah, the rust itself on the inside of the windows, it's much more prominent on the original version compared to the newer version, where there's a little bit of a rust effect. It's just not as good as the original. You can really see all those coppers and orange tones. Just, it looks so realistic, like rust. So here's the original. And moving over to the variant, there's your variant. So another thing with the variant is you only get one head sculpt. It's the more modern looking version with the shorter ears, and there's a little bit more detail around the eyes and the cowl. On the original premium format, it came with the exclusive head where she's smiling, and the ears on the cowl are longer, and you don't have as much detail around the eyes. So there's those two side by side. So something to take into consideration when deciding between the two of these statues. On the original, you get two head sculpts, and on the variant, you only get that one head sculpt. So now I know a lot of collectors really weren't too fond of the smiling portrait. They didn't understand why she's smiling when she's in mid-action battle pose. I originally did like this portrait. This is the one I've been using all along on display in my own collection. Now having seen this one again, I do kind of like this one better now. So it's not a deciding factor for me that I don't have this portrait on this statue. Let's swap around the capes and see how the original cape looks on the newer variant. And we can also swap out the heads and see how it looks on the newer variant. Alright, so we now have the older premium formats cape on the variant edition. So in a perfect world, I think I would have liked the statue to come like this. Now the yellow is a little bit too bright of a yellow to match with the bat emblem and the boots and the gloves, so I think you would have needed maybe more of a golden color on the inside of that cape. But you can just see with the older cape being yellow, I think it does look a lot better, and it goes back to my original point that it makes the statue pop more. You can now see the body. The body doesn't blend into the cape. I also put the variant cape on the older premium format, which also doesn't look too bad. It's not something I would want to keep that way, but just for the heck of it, you want to see how it looks. That's how it looks. Another thing I noticed just now is between the older exclusive premium format head, where she's smiling, versus the modern newer premium format head. The modern variant head, she's looking down to where the smiling portrait, she's looking up. So that's something to take into consideration when you have this on display. I can display this one right here at eye level and still see her face. If you're looking at this portrait, you kind of want to have her higher up on the shelf so you can really see that face, because it is an incredible, beautiful sculpt and paint job. So just something to point out when you have this on display. I think ultimately I would have liked to seen the newer variant with that yellow goldish cape on the inside, and possibly, you know, the body a little bit more purplish. There are some purple tones to it, but it's very hard to pick up. It does show up at certain lighting conditions, but it's very subtle. You don't really see it too much. It's more of like a bluish charcoal color. But yeah, I would love, I know a lot of collectors are waiting to see that, you know, that those Burnside colors where she's wearing that purple suit with the yellow cape. I think that would look really great and those colors would pop. I mean, this right here is close to it, but it's not what Sideshow gave us. They gave us that blue cape, so it is what it is. Unless you own both of these and you swap it out like I just did. That's the only way you're going to get that look. She's looking really good like that. All right, so now having the opportunity to see both of these in my collection at the same time in person, I get to decide which one am I going to keep, because unfortunately I just can't keep both of them. One of them has to go. So I'm leaning a little bit more towards keeping the newer variant edition, but in reality, it's like a split decision. I really like both of these statues equally. I'm leaning a little bit more towards keeping the newer variant edition only because I asked my family's advice and they all agree they like the newer one. But like I said, I think you can't go wrong with either one. So whichever one you like, whichever colors you like, pick it up if you can find it. It's a beautiful sculpt. The concept is great with her jumping through the window with the smoke explosion. It's a great paint job on both of these statues. Beautiful portraits. So if you can find it, pick it up. You'll definitely enjoy it. Thanks so much, guys, for watching, and until next time.